Bonjour à tous and welcome back to my YouTube video, guys. Today we're gonna do something new, something different. So there's a reason if we're in a red room, if you want to put it like that. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to say this is not a set. It's just everything's falling apart and I can't be asked to like put it back on. So the beauty wall, it's getting old and I'm not willing to take care of it. So today the concept is I'm gonna tell you guys a story. For a long time I've been watching this French YouTuber called Squeezie that has been doing this horror story. I'm putting under horror, but anything that is creepy, anything that's paranormal, isn't it? So I basically decided to tell you guys those stories. I'm not gonna tell all of them. I've handpicked a few of them and I wanna share it with you guys. So I wanna give a quick shout out to Squeezie, great YouTuber, amazing YouTuber. One day hopefully I do collab with him because he's one of my favorite French YouTuber and I think he's #1 as well in France as well. So for those of you that don't know him, he's the equivalent of PewDiePie and KSI. Do you get it now? Thank you. This is a story told by Adam. That's not Adam's story. It's actually his best friend's father's story, who is a pastor. So we don't know if this is true or not. So he doesn't have proof that this really happened. Apparently he knows the best friend and his father for a long time. And because he's a pastor, he kind of believes him and trusts that whatever he's saying is quite, believable. So the story happens during December time, I believe so, because the pastor was at church and he was actually getting ready. He was basically decorating the place or getting the place ready for Christmas. So while he's getting everything ready, a sister from the church comes to him and said, there's someone that wants to see you and she's waiting outside. So the pastor went out to actually speak to that lady, but there was something strange about this lady. She was wearing a blindfold. So the lady clearly can hear that someone is coming, and what she did, she basically ran to him and was holding on to him and asked if this was a man of God. So our pastor did reply saying yes, he's a believer and he's a pastor of the church where she is in right now. And she straight away got on her knees and started to thank God for guiding her to the church and to the pastor. She explained to the pastor how the devil's trying to chase and catch her, and the only way for her to not be chased or catched by the devil is by her not knowing where she is, or he will find her. So then the pastor asked for her name and she says that she's not allowed to say her name because if she says it, he will know where she is. And then the pastor says, where you from? And she says she doesn't know. And straight after, the woman asked if she can stay in the church for the night. But obviously the pastor felt a bit concerned because she didn't want to say her name, where she's from. So he asked her how she came here. So she said that she came by car and the devil couldn't catch her because the angels were protecting her and guiding her to the church. So our pastor got a bit annoyed and thought that she's taking the mick and she's just here to let you know, take the mic. But she's very insisting on the fact that that's the truth and she's willing to prove it. So she takes the pastor with her outside church, goes inside her car with a blindfold on still, and she starts driving. The weird and scary part is she was able to drive a car perfectly with the blindfold on. The pastor then does accept to give her a place to stay, but he's still concerned. Before taking her to the hotel, he does call his friend who's a police officer just to let him know what's happening, just in case if anything goes wrong. So the police officer decides to join his friend. So now there's 3 of them going to a hotel. The hotel is run by a believer who is part of the congregation of our pastor's church. They explain the whole story and the lady asked the guy if she can take a shower because it's been a long time. And straight away the guy gave her a key and said that she can stay for the night for free. So she went to her room straight away, still with the blindfold on. While she went to her room, the pastor, the policeman, and the guy that runs the hotel started to talk to see how they can handle the situation and how they can get information about her. The police officer does say that we do need to find her identity as soon as possible because she could be someone that has gone missing for a long time and and someone's probably looking for her. So the police officer decides to go to her room while she's taking a shower and he sees a wallet and he finds a driving license. So straight away he takes the name, goes down, calls the police station and asks, does anyone missing under the name of? So they do reply to the police officer saying yes, this woman has been gone missing for the past 8 days. Our police officer decided to give the address of the hotel, he can come and collect her. But this is where everything starts to go very, very creepy. While the 3 guys are talking, we hear a scream from the room. The boy's trying to go to her room and check if everything's okay, but she's locked inside the bathroom. And she's screaming that he found her, he found her, and he found her. And he breaks into a silence. Silence got broken by the guys trying to break into the room. They see that there's no one in the bathroom. The only thing that they found was the blindfold that she was wearing. But her somehow disappeared. So for weeks they tried to find her and see if the police traced her, but nothing was found or heard about her. The missing case of the woman was so weird and bizarre that the 3 men were suspected. But don't worry, everything was fine for these 3 guys because obviously they had proof, they had the security cameras around, so they know that they didn't kidnap her. According to the pastor, he never ever seen her again and never heard anything about her. Funny enough, when the pastor was telling the story to Adam, he told him that this was the second weirdest and scariest thing that ever happened to him, and that he would never ever speak about the first one. Whatever happened to that woman was very scary. I'm sorry, but like entering a room and never coming back out. I don't know what happened to her. There's no windows or wardrobes for her to hide, so I don't know what happened. But it's scary. Well, that's it for today, guys. Hope you guys liked it. If you guys liked it, don't forget to like, share, and comment. I'm gonna turn these red lights because I'm very scared. Actually, you know what? Let me just